Chapter 238. The Splendor and Inner Arrangement of the Temple. The Order of the Temple Service. 25th January 1843. When the exalted procession had fully reached the temple, Murat again opened the golden gate, and Lamech marvelled at the great splendour. When he had somewhat recovered from his great astonishment, it struck him that through each row of windows a different light fell into the interior of the temple. Through the lower row, very rose-coloured; through the middle row, green; towards the sides, and the last two windows passing more into yellow; and through the upper row, blue; towards the sides passing into violet. He could not suppress his astonishment, for his curiosity was aroused through this phenomenon. Therefore he turned to the Lord and said to him, "O Lord, you most wise, best, most loving Father, who are holy, exceedingly holy, you surely see why I have turned to you. If it be your most holy will, you could well set my heart at rest." But the Lord said to Lamech, "Listen, my Lamech. My service, which you are now doing, has priority before everything else. So leave the colour of the windows be, and carry out what is due to me from your kind. Once you have accomplished it, only then turn to Murat, and he will give you the reason for the coloured light. Behold, here before you is the altar. Step to the right side of it, and wait until I shall have blessed the altar with my hand. When this happens, put the tablet on the altar. I shall then add 2 cherubs on both sides of the altar, who shall at all times guard this my holy tablet among you. Above the name I shall breathe a light cloud for a sign that I, the eternally Almighty, living, sole God and Lord of heaven and earth, have arranged this here for your salvation from eternal perdition. Whoever will approach this temple with a worthy and pure love-filled heart shall be strengthened by my grace. But he who will approach the temple with an unworthy, impure and selfish heart will be seized by a fire falling from the roof of the temple, which will kill and then completely consume him. No one shall enter the temple but you, the high priest of the lowlands appointed by me. And if someone came from the height, and after you your eldest son, provided you have first blessed him in my name, as high priest in your stead. This high priesthood shall always remain with your main line. Whoever else would enter the temple shall at once be killed by the cherubs. Thus no woman either shall dare enter this holy place if she wants to preserve her life, both from the height and particularly from the lowlands. You yourself shall enter the temple only 4 times a year, and shall first prepare yourself for 7 days, bearing in mind where and into whose presence you enter. If you should not heed this, truly, you would not fare better than anyone else. Going into the temple, you shall not close the door behind you, so that also the people can, from a proper distance, look into the holy place, there to see my great glory. On every Sabbath you shall gather in the precinct, and shall thank me, and offer up your love to me as a sacrifice, but no other sacrifice whatsoever. For your sacrifice is a sacrifice of Cain, and this I do not want to look at, except in your hearts. But no man shall enter the precinct with his head covered, and no woman unveiled. As long as this my order is observed among you, this my grace will remain with you visibly and at all times actively. However, should you ever leave this my order again, this holy tablet will be taken from you, and instead you will see the judgment in all-consuming flame above the altar. Then the children of the height will come mightily over you, and will beat you with glowing rods. Behold, this is my will at the moment. So let me bless the altar, and then you shall put the tablet on the same, and then my will. Amen.